Hi, I'm Dr. Adrian Yun from Legacy of Purpose. Today I'd like to speak to you from the book of Matthew, the 13th chapter, powerful chapter, excellent chapter about the sower planting the seed in the soil. You know, we are the soil, so to speak, as one of the applications of that, because the sower is Christ and he plants his vision, his purpose, his word inside of us. And we provide that kind of soil for him. We are the receptors that receive what God has for us. But in the 24th verse of Matthew 13, it talks about the sower planting the seeds that produce the wheat. And it says while they were sleeping, that someone came, the enemy came and planted what became the tares. And when the wheat grew, the tares grew also. Now I want to tell you something. There's something about when you start growing and maturing and the wheat's growing inside of you and you're becoming more like God, more like Jesus, you're becoming more like what God's called you to do and your purpose and you're fulfilling your call, the enemy will come. Matthew chapter 13 verse 24 to 31. The enemy will come and he'll plant the tares to oppose, to derail, to distract, to discourage, to disappoint you, to come against you. But it's only proof that wheat is there. The only reason why tares are in your life, why there are oppositions in your life, is because the wheat is in your life. Somebody says, especially in some theology, charismatic theology, that, well, that's a sign of God's disfavor because of all that opposition. But really, it's not. It is the enemy that planted the opposition. But when the wheat begin to grow, then the tares manifest themselves. But you know, God says, wait, there comes a harvest where God's going to separate the wheat and the tares. And that's what I'm calling you, to be faithful to God. I don't know if there are things that are irritating you in your spiritual walk, or there are people that are opposing you and telling lies about you and just trying to make you feel discouraged. I don't know if there's circumstances that kind of make you sad when you really want to be happy, because the joy of the Lord is your strength. But if you just know that you are becoming the wheat, and there'll be a day when the harvester will harvest the wheat and bundle the tares. And when God begins to remove the tares from your life, don't be sentimental. Let them go. They weren't meant to be with you. They're not part of that journey. You see, there's a journey that completes itself. Some people will not stay with you for the whole journey. They were not destined that way. Their obedience level is different. They are not submitting and surrendering to God, and they become a liability and not an asset. Not that you create the chaos, not that you welcome the disorder, but you recognize that you are the wheat. God has called you. You don't break rank. You be strong and of good courage. Please don't look at the circumstances around you. There are tares that will grow with you and around you as you become the wheat for God. But harvest is coming. And when it does, God will remove the tares and let you experience his fullness. God bless you. God strengthen you in your walk. Again, I'm Adrian Yuen from Legacy of Purpose. Amen.